Northwestern Chronicles, Episode 44, Diesel in the Spotlight. Although most of the engines were enjoying summer on the island of Sodor, there was a particular Diesel who felt otherwise. Diesel was sitting quietly in the ironworks, which also was the diesel works, when the owner approached him. "If you're going to stay here today, you might as well get some work done," he said. "All we do here is work. The only difference is out there, nobody has any respect for us," he grunted. "It's just so boring, and all those steamies get all the attention. Your time will come, but you need to get your jobs done." Diesel sighed and begrudgingly got started on his work. That evening, Sir Topham Hatt called all the engines to a meeting at the turntable. He had an important announcement. "As you all know," he began, "Sodor is a popular tourist destination for people from around the world, and due to our unique situation, we see passengers from far and wide visiting my railway, which is why I'm very happy to announce that a film crew has arrived to work on a documentary about the railway." All the engines began to murmur and talk amongst themselves. "Who will get to be in the documentary, sir?" asked Duck. "Good question. The film crew said they want to get the main engines first, but from there they said they would use their extra footage to film other engines too." "Can anyone be in the documentary?" "There's a good chance any of you could be in the documentary." "What about road vehicles, sir?" "They said they would like to film the road vehicles for their own segment in the documentary. In fact, I will be featuring in the documentary myself." "Aye, but what about diesel engines?" "They didn't mention diesels getting their own segment, but we'll see. I can't make any guarantees, though." Soon, everyone's voices were amplified, and all the engines continued talking. The Fat Controller called all the engines back to his attention. "I'm sorry, everyone, but I can't take any more questions now. The film crew will be starting to work on this documentary tomorrow. They'll start at the sheds and move on from there." As the engines went on and on about the documentary, Diesel seethed as his face snarled. "You gotta be kidding me. Every time Sodor gets attention, we always get shoved aside while Thomas and his friends get all the limelight." As Diesel continued to fume, an idea came to his mind. Well, if Hat wants a show, I guess I'll have to give him one." And Diesel rolled away. That night, after everyone had left, Diesel gathered Ari and Bert at the turntable. They were also mad about the documentary. Complained Ari. "This happens every time, whether it's the railway inspector, a newspaper, or even just pulling specials." "And it's always the steamies," agreed Bert. The two complained for a little longer before Bert asked Diesel what his plan was. "That's an excellent question. I think the best way to get back at Hat is to sabotage his little production." "Ooh, sounds devious." Yeah, that's kind of our thing." "Hey, what's our plan then, huh, Diesel?" "Well, the film crew starts filming tomorrow. They're supposed to start at the sheds. It's too obvious to strike there, so I think Ari should watch over there and tell me when they're filming next." "Sounds good to me," said Ari. "What do we do when we get a chance?" asked Bert. "Don't worry, I have a few ideas." The following day, Ari rushed to the construction site. He stopped to meet Diesel and Bert. "The film crew is coming here next." "Perfect. Bert, get into position." Soon the film crew had arrived. Leading them was Linda Packard. They had a large camera mounted on the track. "That's good," shouted the director. As the film crew was setting up, the Diesels were lurking behind Boulder Mountain. "Bert, now!" Bert bumped the car out of Boulder Mountain. The car rocketed down the line, heading straight towards the camera. I changed my mind. Move it off the rails instead. That way we can get a better angle." The crew obeyed, and the camera was moved. But the car continued down the line until it shot out of the quarry and through the construction site. Boss, I don't think the camera got hit." "Grease and oil, can you two get anything right?" "Well, we tried," said Ari. "Sir, can we use that?" Probably not." The documentary crew decided to use Knapford Station for their next scene. Diesel, Ari, and Bert sat close by. What do we do now, boss? Gordon is going to come out of the platform, but instead of carrying the express, he'll be hauling a different type of train. Meanwhile, Gordon was getting ready for his scene. Perfect, said the director. Now just smile while you go through the station, and the camera will follow. Understood, replied Gordon. Okay, everyone get in position. And where's my cafe latte? And you there. Diesel, get those express coaches. Right away. And Airy rushed away. Soon the film crew was ready. Okay, action. Gordon then rolled out of the station, but instead of express coaches, he was pulling a train of dirty trucks. What is this? Is this your express? Why, of course it is. Wait a minute. These aren't my express coaches. These are just trucks. Look here, boys. The big, proud express engine making a fool of himself on television. Sir, the lens was covered. We didn't get any of that. We can't salvage any of this. Well, it's fine. We can use the extra footage later. What? Cried Diesel. But that's not fair. Well, at least Gordon got embarrassed, right? There's no point if it wasn't on camera, you fool. All three remained silent. Don't worry, sir. I think we have another chance. I heard the director saying he wanted to shoot 2 scenes at the same time, one at the docks and one at Gordon's Hill. Well, I guess we have our work cut out for us then. We'll have to split up. Airy was, in fact, correct, and the director had his crew split up to film 2 scenes at the same time. The director remained at Gordon's Hill, joined by the Fat Controller. Perfect. Let's have Daisy come out through there, and Neville go over the hill. Both engines had their own trains, and began to rehearse the same movements around the hill. Below the hill, Diesel and Bert lurked. Remember the plan? Yup, just waiting for you to give me the order, sir. Meanwhile, Brendam Docks was mostly empty besides a few small boats in the harbor. A smaller crew was filming a scene. Sat close by was Airy, watching for a cue from Diesel. As Neville began to climb the hill, he noticed it felt heavier than before. Little did he know Bert was sandwiched in between their trucks, who had a devious plan of their own. Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling today is a great day for some tricks. I concur, Scruffy. As a matter of fact, we're all on board. Hey, what are you two talking about? Looking good so far. Wait, that truck wasn't there before. Sir Topham Hatt noticed as well. That's no truck. That's an engine. The truck started moving the train back and forth as they laughed and laughed, when suddenly Bert decoupled from the train and rocketed down the line. Back at the harbor, Airy was still waiting for his cue. So much for being revolutionary. Where's my signal? Airy didn't have to look any further than right in front of him as Bert's trucks came rushing towards him. Wait, stop, he cried. But it didn't matter. The truck shoved Airy into the sea, and Bert followed in a magnificent splash of water. Water splashed everywhere, and the train was ruined. We're so keeping this footage. Both Diesels sighed. Airy was soaking wet while Bert hardly remained on land. Diesel rushed to Gordon's Hill to see the commotion. No, 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 he fumed. Not again. Ahem. What do you mean, not again? Oh, hello, sir. Fine day here at Gordon's Hill. Quite. Which is why it's a shame you and your friends will be spending most of the summer shunting cars. Sir, are you accusing me of inciting these actions? I couldn't imagine carrying out such things. I'm sure Airy and Bert were just having fun. The Fat Controller gave Diesel a stone face. Diesel realized he had been caught. Fine, we did this, but we had our reasons. Perhaps you did, although you were typically ill-prepared as usual. The question is why, Diesel? Why go to all this trouble? To make a point, he responded bluntly. You are always so eager to show off our beloved steam engines and cast us Diesels aside, in case anyone stays around for a little longer. We never get any chances to pull specials, let alone be featured on TV. The controller couldn't help but laugh. Cast aside, Diesel, look around you. I have Diesels working all around. Daisy herself is in the shot. Salty and Mavis were supposed to be in another scene with each other. As a matter of fact, you were supposed to be in a scene as well. Diesel suddenly felt very foolish. Well, I hope you enjoyed your time in the spotlight, Diesel. Thankfully, your little shenanigans haven't damaged any of the cameras or footage. But now you certainly won't be featured in the documentary. Diesel had a lot to think about, but all he was thinking about now was the songs the trucks would sing upon his return to the yards.